Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British Business campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. Now, whether it's a quiet getaway under the stars, investigating local culture, visiting museums and art galleries, tasting amazing local food, or the adrenaline rush of an exhilarating activity break, we all want our holidays to be a magical experience. But does the magical experience exist? That's what we'll find out from travel service expert Dan Salmon from Never a Wasted Journey. Now, we have got to just explain these bits of paper on the table before we carry on, because people might be wondering. We are going to come to those later, so we'll just leave them there and dive straight in, if we may. When people come to you and ask you to plan a great journey for them, what are they expecting?
We live in an era of experience. It's not just about the destination. People want that fantastic feeling that could be a personal or magical or a responsible way to travel now moving forward, and something that they're going to remember when they come back home. Travel is something that can blow your mind.
You've used the word magical there. Give us an example of how you might plan an incredibly magical trip for someone.
Say, for example, you had a teenage son who throughout all of COVID, as we've mentioned, has been glued to his Xbox at home. You want to give some magic back into his life or her life, and what I can create is something that I've called an Xbox detox. So with that, you go away as a family, your teenager puts the games console to one side, and instead you shoot your own wildlife documentary with an award-winning producer on safari in Africa. Or maybe you travel through Japan and you stop off along the way, and you can actually have your own private samurai sword lesson with a lead choreographer from the Kill Bill movies in Japan. So there's so many options out there, but that's where the magic really can be kind of reintroduced into your life again. For responsible travel, I think there's no doubt moving forward now we need to travel smarter. Not flying is unrealistic. It's actually not going to happen, and if anything, it can actually damage local communities who rely on our travel for their income. But what we can do is we can stay for longer, we can spend more in the local economy, and overall just give something back. Maybe kind of think about where you're actually going to stay. So Gili Lanka and Fushi in the Maldives, for example, they have a no plastic policy, and they're very strong about their coral conservation as well. They really want to protect it, put a lot of time into that there. The Tree Hut Hotel in Sweden, for example, they are very careful about how they design the actual tree houses, but everything they actually do have on offer as a kind of an activity, if you like, is only fueled by nature. So that could be dog sledding, but there's no impact on the environment there whatsoever.
And how key is being responsible in travel to your customers?
It's something they really are considering, and they want to know more about the impact their holiday is going to have.
So it sounds like you offer a perfect product.
Yes.
Why don't more travel organisations offer what you can offer?
Because it's hard. It takes a lot of time. I think other travel companies, they have set economic targets they have to hit. They have standard holidays, whereas mine, they're not something you can get off a shelf. It's completely tailor-made to suit every individual, and I take a lot of time getting to know exactly what you'd want from your holiday, and then using my kind of skills, my knowledge and contacts, I then go away, work on your quote and offer something that is truly special, an extraordinary holiday if you like.
So how do you do it? How do you know the desires of your customers?
Yeah, for me, it's gathering the right information. There's a lot of questions that I have to ask to make sure that we're getting that right information, the likes and the dislikes, for example, places that you've been before, maybe somewhere that you've always wanted to travel to, somewhere that's on your bucket list that you haven't ticked off just yet. But then it's obviously behind the scenes, even before I start a quote or speak to the client. So I am making sure I go and visit locations all around the world to be able to offer the very best. I'm making sure that the hotels I offer are of a very good standard, working with my contacts to create unique experiences that you simply couldn't book elsewhere, but at the same time I'm negotiating exclusive offers for you and added value that you simply couldn't get elsewhere.
Okay, Dan, so look, show me how it works. Ask me what I want and design me a holiday.
Oh, okay, so first of all I'd ask you, what do you want from your holiday? What are you looking for on that next trip?
Somewhere, I need a digital detox.
Okay.
I need to get away from the screen, maybe a bit of wellness.
Okay, and is there anywhere in particular you may have in mind, or anywhere you haven't been there you'd like to tick off that bucket list maybe?
Canada or Vietnam?
Vietnam, fantastic. It's one of my favourite places to go as well. And is there any actual other particular interests you might want? Is there anything that you might like to experience while you're away?
Yes, I like good food and I like good bars.
Fantastic, perfect destination again. And would this be cooking food or maybe just simply eating food while you're away?
I could do a little bit of cooking, not too much,
okay.
but eating as well.
Fantastic. So we can include so many different experiences along the way for you. We can also help you get off the grid. I know that you've mentioned that you want a digital detox to kind of escape for a few days there, and this is the place to do it for you. So we can arrange for visits to local markets, so you can we can actually arrange for your own private chef to accompany you.
Ooh.
Yep, so he could come with you to the market, you can choose your ingredients that you'd like to have in your meal, and then he can take you to a secluded location, maybe next to a temple or somewhere with this incredible landscape in the background, and he'll cook you your own private picnic as well.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
So that's one thing we can do. We can also maybe give you a cooking lesson where you could go and actually visit a local family for an afternoon or an evening and learn all of their traditional techniques and try all their delicious food as well.
Because it's a real mishmash, isn't it?
It is.
Asian and French.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want to try.
That's it, exactly. And you've got your street food vendors as well. It's just fantastic. It's a really great location for foodies. And then obviously for more, I think you probably want a little bit of relaxation as well along the way, so it's not too action-packed. And for us, I'd say go down the coast then, maybe go a little bit further down south. We could maybe get you somewhere extremely isolated where you're away from all the crowds and switch off. Maybe your own pool villa, would that be of interest to you?
With a massage thrown in?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, Vietnam's fantastic for spa treatments there. And what we can do is have you in your own private pool villa, you can relax, we can get the masseuse to come in the afternoon, maybe a massage on the decking under the stars when the evening comes as well.
Amazing. So tell us about Never a Wasted Journey. How did you get the idea and how did you bring it to fruition?
For me, I found that the roles, I previously worked in London for various travel companies, and I found it was kind of quite robotic, that people were just trying to treat every booking as another number, and I wanted to actually offer a more personal service to people. Over my 15 years in travel now, I've built up a fantastic database of contacts. From my original conversation, as we spoke about earlier, I like to get to the bottom of exactly what people want to get from their holiday. And then I like to go away, create these holidays that completely blow your mind. Not just be a standard beach holiday or a little city break, something more magical again. And for me, yep, it's grown there. It was people, obviously friends, family who I started with, but I've taken it global now. I've got clients all over the UK, in New York, Cape Town and Dubai as well. And personally, I'm quite honoured to have been named Luxury Travel Designer of the Year. I've been named one of the best of British businesses as well. So the hard work's paid off. It's those experiences that I can offer. And that's what I wanted to offer other people as well.
Okay, Dan, let's test this. We've got 3 piles of paper here, and these represent a challenge, a holiday challenge, okay? We've got people looking for an amazing holiday. We've got an occasion that they're going to celebrate, and we've got a destination where they want to do it. And then I want you to create the perfect magical experience. I'm just going to pick randomly, and let's see what we get, okay? Triplets. We have 15-year-old spoiled.
Right.
They are very spoilt triplets. And they are marking, interesting, a marriage proposal.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So perhaps it's their mother who's been proposed to, shall we say? Shall we say that?
Yes.
And they, they're going to go and celebrate this in Alaska.
In Alaska, wow. That's a first for me.
3 teenagers and a very excited mother.
Yeah, no, it's a great place for them to go and see. Again, it's full of wilderness, it's full of adventure. This would really make it quite a special trip for them all. And the good thing is it's great for all ages. So for me, we've got some exclusive luxury lodges that we could first of all put them in. You'd have polar bears, you'd have so many different kind of animals there as well that you could kind of see from a distance that's safe. We could do whale watching, but then maybe we could look at skidoo rides, or I can actually even arrange for skydiving above Alaska.
I think a spoiled 15-year-old and their siblings would enjoy that.
Yes, I think that could be fantastic for them to do. But we could even arrange an underwater submersible where they could go and kind of view marine life underneath the waves as well.
In their own submarine?
In their own submarine, yes.
Amazing. Okay, let's have a look at this last one. So now we have a high school teachers soccer team. Okay. And they are celebrating a birthday. By doing it on board a Zeppelin. So there's a group of football teachers.
Yes.
Football team
Okay.
on board a Zeppelin celebrating a birthday. How are you going to do that?
For me, Cape Town, it jumps out to me. I think obviously they've previously held the World Cup, so the football stadiums are there for them. They'd love to see that. What better way to see it than from above the clouds in a Zeppelin?
Maybe they're allowed to come down, are they?
They are, yeah, but just not
So
too close. Yeah.
They could go and have a look at the
That's
football
it,
pitches.
exactly right. And I think it'd just be great to get that bird's eye view for them. Then we could land it, we could get private cars and drivers to, maybe even on the Vespa, we could maybe get a Vespa ride to take them to the stadiums, add something a bit fun in there as well. We could get them a tour as well, so they could go behind the scenes. They could actually see where their favourite heroes from years gone by have actually gone and stepped on the pitch in the changing rooms that they were in before the games. And if we're lucky enough, possibly kick around as well. But that's one option. And again, by going to South Africa and Cape Town, there's so many other experiences that we can include for them. So we could get them on a boat trip where they could go out and see the penguins and the sea lions up close. We could get them surfing just off of the beaches there, up to Table Mountains, taking the view once more. But many, many options. And if I was in a football team, that's one I would definitely want to do.
Brilliant. I think they would too.
Hopefully.
So how do you see the future of travel developing?
So the future of travel is endless. I think the way kind of things are developing now, we could be going on holiday on the moon, we could be paying in Bitcoin, whatever that may be. But I think people still want their holidays. I know we have rising, obviously, living costs as well at the moment, unfortunately. But I think if we can cut back a little where possible, we can really focus on travel, put the extra money towards that, because travel is something that really, really will enrich your lives for years to come.
Dan Salmon from Never a Wasted Journey. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining us.
Rachel. Thank you.